What's going on, guys? This is TVW slash TheVoltWithin here, and I'm going to discuss about the combat system being too dull in the Elder Scrolls Online. And that's just kind of the topic I wanted to put on this video. It's not my personal opinion, but it is someone else's opinion that kind of trash talking Elder Scrolls Online. I don't want to say he was trash talking, but he was very not down about the Elder Scrolls combat. In Elder Scrolls Online anyways. But as I was reading this article, I just kind of had to disagree with it, only because, you know, he was kind of comparing Elder Scrolls Online to other MMOs. I think he was comparing it to, like, in Black Desert Online or something, and then he was also comparing it to other very highly in-depth combat MMOs that you can't really compare this game to. I mean, Guild Wars 2, yeah, a little bit, but I don't know, Elder Scrolls Online just has a combat system to where it works, and if it works in Elder Scrolls Online, I don't see why you have to change it. And although they did add some new abilities, primarily just ultimates that they added into the game, I did feel like they really kind of made the combat system a little bit more interesting, only because you can have a little bit more variety in builds and stuff. And I do kind of wish they would add some more abilities in the future, only because some people just love to role play in this game, and, you know, coming up with different builds is always fun, and sometimes you can kind of get tired of the same build over and over. But as far as the combat being too dull, what do you guys think? Do you think the combat system in Elder Scrolls Online is dull? Do they need to change it in the future? Or do they just need to continue adding some more improvements as far as the, you know, adding new abilities or adding in new animations and just kind of cleaning up the combat system all in all? I feel like the combat system needs to be, you know, improved, and not so much improved, but just kind of continue adding more stuff, as I said earlier. But it's kind of weird because, like, when people talk about, oh, the combat system is kind of like stale, it's not as interesting, I always tell that person that, okay, like, have you ever played RuneScape at all? Like, I'm talking about before EOC started and stuff like that. Like, RuneScape was a rock, paper, scissors MMO. And when I say rock, paper, scissors MMO, literally it was just attack, block, and that was pretty much the whole combat in RuneScape. And then when EOC came out, that became a really different kind of thing. Granted, it is still kind of the same concept because they finally added abilities in RuneScape now. I don't know if it's still the same now, but, you know, that was kind of the same idea. Like, people enjoyed the combat system in RuneScape, and to say like it's stale and not in depth, it's kind of not fair to say, because RuneScape was popular for that kind of combat. And I feel like even though Elder Scrolls Online borrowed ideas from other MMOs as far as the combat system and all that, I just feel like Elder Scrolls Online should remain the way it is. And it kind of helps out a lot of other casual players as well, because, you know, casual players that pick up this game, they don't want to really have to learn things. And I mean, they want to learn stuff, but it shouldn't be that hard for them to pick it up and to understand the basics of this game. And it kind of took me some time to understand, like, okay, what are your dots? What are your AoE abilities? What are your single target type of abilities, or all that kind of stuff? Or what are your moves that can aggro enemies and stuff like that, where you're pulling, and your charge, your time effects, or time active effects, is all that kind of stuff. Your ultimates, how they make some impact into your build and all that. All that kind of stuff is like homework that you have to do on your own. The game doesn't really do justice as far as like it telling you exactly what to put in your build. You kind of have to experiment on your own and kind of find what works with your type of build. So that's kind of where the learning curve comes in Elder Scrolls Online. Other than that, if they were to make it more complicated than that, as far as how crazy and just how do you approach combat in general, I just feel like it's not really necessary. I mean, I feel like it's pretty complicated. When I say that, I don't say like it's really complicated, but if you were to first pick up the game, it can kind of be overwhelming at first, only because you kind of find yourself like, okay, what am I supposed to do? I'm seeing these red circles appear. That obviously means I shouldn't be inside that circle because I get owned in one hit. Or, alright, why is the enemy charging with red all over him. Does that mean I should run away, or should I interrupt him with a block or something? Like, all that kind of stuff is just really simple, but at the same time, it can be kind of complicated if you're approaching this as a first time go. And I just feel like Elder Scrolls Online should not be messed with the combat. I don't think they need to revamp the combat system at all. I totally disagree with this guy is trying to say, that he thinks that Elder Scrolls Online combat is too stale. Only because just how crazy you can see how the combat works, especially in the PvP setting. Like, if you were to see how the combat works in a PvP setting, you would be like, yeah, the combat's pretty up there as far as understanding exactly what people are doing, and it's a whole nother dynamic you have to understand. And just doing PvE stuff is already its own dynamic as well. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Leave down in the comments down below what you guys think as far as the combat system, as I said earlier, and I would love to know your guys' thoughts. But yeah, guys, as far as that was pretty much the video that I wanted to talk about, or the topic. And again, I kind of apologize for not uploading in the past few weeks. I've been busy and with college and stuff, and a lot of stuff has popped up out of nowhere, and I don't really want to explain in this video, but just kind of understand that I'll be making more videos later on. Finals is next week, and I'll be able to upload way more videos during break. So yeah, as well as Elder Scrolls Legends videos, I kind of want to get back to that niche, and because I really like that game, and I want to get better at it and do live commentaries on it as well. So yeah, leave down in the comments down below what you think, as well as any other thoughts. And yeah, this is TheVoltWithin here, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.